Hey guys, and welcome to Immortal Realm. Let's start our list. On number 10, we have Mortal's Cultivation Journey to Immortality. 10,000 years after the beginning of the story, in the spirit realm, the fox girl Liu Lier's clan was wiped out by the Bloodsaber sect, and she herself was hunted down. Traumatized and injured, Liu Liers hides under a big rock. Just when the three immortal cultivators who were hunting her were about to kill her, the rock suddenly bursts open and a plain-looking man emerges from the inside. Who is this man? The three immortal cultivators are very powerful indeed, and they belittle this mysterious man, and in return they die horribly. This mysterious man does not have an identity, even he himself doesn't know who he is. He is confused and he doesn't know where to go, so he follows the little fox girl Liu Lier, and thus our story starts. Number 9 on our list is I Return from the Heaven and Worlds. This manhwa has a lot of cliché, and yes, this is a Chinese manhwa. Our main character starts off as a genius, but the girl he likes betrays him, and even the family plots after him, and at last he ends up in heavenly prison. After 3 years in the heavenly prison, he brings the 7 strongest bloodlines of the heavens, 12 peak professional skills, 36 sets of supreme techniques, 72 mysterious and strongest techniques, and 108 chaos laws at full level. Well, what are these things? In order to know more about them, you have to take a degree from the university, because we mortals cannot define these things. I put this manhwa in the list because it was new and there are more than 60 chapters because they mass released. So if you don't have anything new to read, you can try it. Number 8 on our list is GOSAM MUSSANG. This manhwa is not new, but instead this manhwa was released 1 year ago. At that time there were only 5 to 7 chapters, but after a year we have more than 50 chapters in English. You will see our main character, who is a very bulky and muscular guy. He is actually a student, and yes, he is obviously overpowered. He lives with his grandmother, and one day he receives a devastating news, and that is his grandmother is dead. Now you think that this story is kind of simple, right? But let me tell you, it is not ordinary, because the grandmother was not just a simple old grandmother. Instead, she was a master of the Murim world. Murim, which had disappeared for 1,000 years, revives against the backdrop of modern high school. The world building of this manhwa is very good, as well as the characters are also beautifully portrayed. Number 7 on our list is World's Apocalypse Online. I think I have mentioned this manhwa many times and most of you might have already read this. But those guys who are on this channel the first time and have not read this masterpiece manhwa should definitely give it a try. The art of this manhwa is god class. The end of all worlds approach. The Demon King harvests life from all manners of living beings. Within this darkness, full of despair, a single person escaped from space-time, returned to before the world collapsed, determined to change the fate of the past. This one person is our main character Gu Qingshan, who is the last strongest human on Earth, also known as the Sword Immortal. After returning to the past, he realizes that he has got a system. Now with this system, he is determined to change the fate of the world. But later, he realizes that this apocalypse is not as simple as it seems. Our main character is a legend, but no one actually knows it because he is currently in the past. Number 6 on our list is I Might Be a Fake Cultivator. It is a cultivation story, one with immortal gods and cultivation arts, but more importantly, it is a story of a boy named Anlin, a mortal who was heavily in debt and was pursued by loan sharks before meeting his savior, a true god. Saved from the loan sharks, Anlin was sent to cultivate at the Immortal Cultivation United University. But it seems that he was trolled by the true god. Is it really the life he was expecting? Wasn't this just a regular cultivation story? Maybe he's just a fake cultivator. Anlin realizes that he is in a new world. But what is this? Alan does not have anything. He does not have a cultivation talent. He is even not a cultivator. But wait, Alan does have a system, and using this system, he becomes too overpowered. But you know the most interesting thing? Our main character thinks that he is weak, but he does not know that he is actually too overpowered. He is a legend in the world of cultivation, and even he himself does not know about it. Number 5 on our list is Psycho Revenge. Sungbin was an ordinary boy, but after the death of his sister, he takes on the moniker of Neon Mask. As Neon Mask, he becomes a psycho streamer and wages war on all the gangs. He says that a debt of blood must be paid back in blood. To avenge his sister, he will create an ocean of blood. People don't know who Sungbin is, but people do know who Neon Mask is. He is ruthless. He is a legend. The art of this manhwa is good. And you know the good thing about this manhwa? This manhwa does not show that the main character becomes overpowered out of nowhere. Instead, our main character is a hardworking guy. In order to take revenge, he trains every day. Our main character is not a dumb guy because he uses his money wisely. I like this manhwa as it signifies a major problem in our society, and that is bullying. Number 4 on our list is Pretend to be Invincible in the World. Well, by reading the title of this manhwa, you have already guessed what is going to happen in the story. And yes, as the title suggests, our main character is not overpowered. Instead, he pretends to be invincible in the world. Linghu Duje is the number 1 master of martial arts in the world. It is said that he used to protect the dharma with sportsmanship, beheaded the swordsmen of Dongyung and went to Blackwind village to slaughter 300 bandits. The rivers and lakes are full of his legends and his fans are everywhere in the martial arts world. However, Linghu Duje concealed a great secret, and that is, yes, you already know it. He does not know any martial arts at all. This manhwa has a great storyline and a great concept. The concept of how our main character pretends to be powerful. Number 3 on our list is The Strongest Ever. I think you have already read this manhwa because it is one of the most popular Korean manhwas. The 10 masters had kept each other in check and maintained the balance of power and order of the world beyond human limits. Until Baek Do-yoon, who is our main character, showed up with the strongest power ever. Who is this guy? Where did he come from? No one literally knows about it, but all of them know one single thing, and that is he is too overpowered. But how come they have never heard about him? Even as readers, you don't know who this guy is. He just pops out of nowhere in the story. After seeing that guy, you will sometimes think that he is the side character until you see the power that he carries. The art of this manhwa is good, and the best thing I like about this manhwa is when people underestimate our main character, thinking of him as a wimp, but later our main character gives them a good beating. Number 2 on our list is Return of the Manhwa Sect. Chung Myung, the 13th disciple of Manhwa Sect, one of the 3 great swordsmen, Plum Blossom Sword Saint, defeated Chunma, who has brought destruction and disarray into the world. After the battle, he breathes his last breath on top of the headquarter mountain of the Heavenly Demon Sect. After 100 years, he opens his eyes and sees that he is reborn. But wait, he is reborn into the body of a beggar child. Then he tries to discover more about Manhwa Sect, but to his horror, Manhwa Sect has already fallen. The legends of 100 years are buried under the ground. But now he is determined to bring back the sect to its former glory and even surpass that. That is how the journey of our main character to revive the legend of Manhwa once again starts. Number 1 on our list is Leveling with the Gods. Yes, it is a new manhwa as well as one of the best new manhwas that released this year. Gods from another world, the outer gods, known as Foolish Calamity, groom trapped in a swamp, one who couldn't be born, despair that reaches the skies, etc. Normal people lost their lives simply by looking at them. Such beings were tearing the world apart. After years of fighting, the final survivors came to a conclusion, and that is, inner gods cannot beat the outer gods. Yes, those fighting survivors were inner gods. In that moment, Kronos, a divine being that could manipulate time, sacrificed himself and turned back the clock movement. There is no way to win. For now, return to an old world line and start over. The person chosen by all the gods to return to the past, the last human to climb the tower, yet the one who managed to fight with the god to the end. Kim Yu won. An inner can't beat the outer. Even if that is the case, I will still win in the end. With that determination, our main character goes back to the past. Can he regather his comrades that fought with him until the end and lead the fight against the outer gods to victory? Well, you will know after you read this manhwa. That's all for today's video, and I hope you got something new to read. Have a nice day.